Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, learners. I am Nania Angela Peter Raha, a basic English student. So now, I am the second discussant for the topic Industrial Revolution in the 17th century. So first, let's tackle about Freudian Revolution that takes up to 1856 until 1939. So, Sigmund Freud, he explained how human mind works and cure its mild mental illness. He called this method psychoanalysis, and its main goal is to make unconscious conscious. He also developed the topographical and structural model of the mind to basically explain the sources of human behavior. So first, let's tackle about the topographical model of the mind by Sigmund Freud. So, according to the topographical model of Freud, the mind is divided into three regions. These are the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious. So first, let's talk about the conscious mind. The conscious mind, it consists of the thoughts that focus on the present state of mind. So, imagine your mind is like an iceberg. The part you see above the water is your conscious mind. This is where your current thoughts, feelings, and sensations are. You're aware of what's going on in your conscious mind right now. So for example, you're reading this explanation and you're aware of your thoughts about it. So second, let's talk about the preconscious mind. It consists of what can be retrieved from the memory. So, the preconscious mind is like the bridge between the conscious and unconscious minds. It's where the things that are not currently in your conscious awareness can be brought to the surface. So, example, you might not be thinking about your favorite childhood toy right now, but you can easily remember if you try. This memory is stored in your preconscious mind. So here, the last part of the topographical model of the mind is the subconscious mind or the unconscious mind. It consists of primitive desires, weakness, or impulse which is mediated by the preconscious mind. So the part of the iceberg below the water is your unconscious mind. This is where all your hidden thoughts, feelings, and memories are stored. You're not aware of them, but they can still influence your behavior. For example, you might have fear of spiders, but you don't know why. This fear could lead stored in your unconscious mind from a past experience. It is because you know that you fear a spider, but you don't actually know on what are the reasons of that fear. So let's dive to the structural model of the mind by Sigmund Freud. It elaborates his topographical model, which is then divided into id, ego, and superego. So first is the id. It comprises eros, the life of survival instinct of man, and thanatos, the death or destructive instinct of man. So the id, it is the impulsive, demanding child. It wants immediate gratification and pleasure, focusing on basic needs like hunger, thirst, and sex. It operates on the pleasure principle, wanting what it wants when it wants it. So for example, you see a delicious cake and your id screams, "Eat it now." Second is the ego. It drives a socially acceptable way to satisfy the demands of id as it operates the conscious and unconscious mind. Ego, it is the practical, responsible adult. It manages the demands of the id, balancing them with the reality of the world and the expectations of others. It operates on the reality principle, finding ways to satisfy the id's desires in a safe and acceptable way. Example, you want the cake, but you know eating it now would be bad for your diet. The ego finds a compromise, maybe having a small slice later after dinner. Superego. It operates based on the principles of morality that drive man to become socially responsible and behave in an acceptable manner. Superego, it is the strict, judgmental parent. It represents your conscience, morals, and values. It tells you what's right and wrong, pushing you to be a good person and follow societal rules. For example, the superego might tell you that eating the cake is wrong because it's unhealthy and you promised yourself you'd eat better. So let's move on to the information age. It is the age wherein there are a lot of inventions for us to communicate an effective way. So communication, it is defined as the act or process of using words, sounds, signs, or behaviors to express or change information or to express ideas, thoughts, feelings, etc. to someone else. So in the information age, according to Alberts and Popp in 1997, in their paper entitled The Information Age, an anthology on its impact and consequences, is divided into three modern information revolution, which is first modern information revolution, second modern information revolution, and third modern information revolution. First, let's go to the first modern information revolution in the mid-19th century. In this age, there are many inventors that they have invented a lot of technologies for us to effectively communicate to other people. Samuel Morse in 1791 to 1872, he invented the telegraph. So Morse's invention of the telegraph in the 1830s allowed for the transmission of messages over long distances using electrical signals, revolutionizing communication and marking the beginning of the electrical age. Second is Alexander Graham Bell in 1847 to 1922. He patented the first telephone. Bell's invention of the telephone in 1876 enabled real-time voice communication over long distances, greatly impacting social interaction, business, and the development of new technologies. And the last is Guglielmo Marconi in 1874 to 1937. He proved the feasibility of radio communications, sending and receiving of radio signals. Marconi's groundbreaking work in the 1890s proved the feasibility of wireless communication, leading to the development of radio broadcasting and its transformative impact on global communication and entertainment. Let's reveal who are the inventors in the second modern information revolution in mid-20th century. So first we have Lee De Forest in 1873 to 1961. Early generation computers were made available to everyone. De Forest's invention of the vacuum tube in 1906 revolutionized electronics, enabling amplification of radio signals and paving the way for the development of early computers and other electronic devices. So let's also reveal the invention of fellow Taylor Farnsworth in 1926 to 1931, which is the television. Farnsworth's invention of the television in 1927 allowed for the transmission of moving images, creating a powerful new medium for entertainment, news, and communication, forever changing how people consume information. Next is Sergei Korolev in 1957. It is the artificial satellites were built and linked the world. Sputnik, launched by the Soviet Union in 1957, was the first artificial satellite to orbit Earth, marking a significant milestone in space exploration and demonstrating the potential of satellites for communication and observation. And as for the last, it is Cloudy Shannon in 1916 to 2001. Quantified information and measured it in bits. Shannon's groundbreaking work in information theory developed in 1948, quantified information and measured it in bits, providing a mathematical framework for understanding and analyzing communication systems and their limits. Third modern information revolution in 1980s. So the third modern information is labeled as the knowledge revolution. This period is only about the development of communication and related technologies that improved society. Those inventions that have been presented earlier has paved the way for us to easily communicate and improve our society. So now, let's jump to the Mesoamerican period in 1200 BC up to 3rd century AD. So first, let us talk about the Olmecs in 1500 BC to 400 BC. So normal people in this period lived in farming villages around the elites. And the social structure back then in the Olmecs period, the Olmec society was hierarchical, with priests and nobles residing in ceremonial centers while commoners lived in farming villages surrounding these elite areas. So colossal heads back then, the Olmecs are famous for carving colossal heads from volcanic rock, believed to be portraits of their rulers, showcasing their artistic skill and the importance of leadership in their society. The Olmecs developed a sophisticated calendar systems and carved hieroglyphic writing into stone, demonstrating their advanced understanding of astronomy and their ability to record knowledge and history. Let's tackle about the Mayans in 300 BC up to 900 AD. So in the Mayans period, there are several farming techniques that they have invented. So the Mayans developed innovative farming methods like shifting agriculture and raised bed farming, allowing them to cultivate diverse crops and adapt to the challenging environment of Mesoamerica. Also, Mayan society was organized into independent city-states, each with its own ruler and government, but they were connected through economic networks and shared cultural traditions. Furthermore, the Mayans developed a sophisticated numbering system that included place value and the concept of zero, enabling them to perform complex mathematical calculations and record astronomical observations. Moreover, the Mayans developed two distinct calendars, a solar calendar with 365 days for agricultural purposes and a ritual calendar with 260 days for religious ceremonies and divination. You learn about my discussion. I hope you learned a lot and thank you for watching and listening. Again, this is Nania Angela P. Turaha, your reporter in GE-STS. Thank you.